Welcome back, Scrumptious Cookie. Where are we? Where are we? You all want to know where we are, and I'll say, sit down and look in the mirror. You are right there, my friends. Look at this. This is the Wall Street cheat sheet of emotions. A lot of people confuse this chart because they use it for price going up and down. They think, oh, the lower lows and the higher lows. Nope. It's just emotions, okay? If you go here and you feel the crowd, which is what I do, and yes, I've got gloves on, and yes, some people need showers just as much as me, but if you go out here, you start feeling people, with consent, of course, you get to smell what they're actually going through in their minds, and believe it or not, there is a cycle. It's kind of amazing. Humans were kind of programmed this. Whoever made the simulation gave us this. Now, where are we? So a lot of people believe, because we've seen some death and destruction in other coins out there, that, hey, we might be in depression. Let me tell you something. Nobody's crying, all right? No one is crying. See this depression part? No one's crying. People are loud in certain sectors and communities, but nobody's actually crying. That was in the fourth quarter of 2022, which was last year, FTX collapse. That was the depression, okay? And anger was before that, which was the Three Arrows Capital, Celsius going down, the leverage, everything wiping out, okay? We are in hope and disbelief, okay? But this is the trick in crypto. You see, people believe, this is where it kind of sucks, right? Disbelief and then hope, and then everybody believes, oh my God, optimism and belief in X, woohoo! It doesn't happen like that, friends. I'm very sorry it does not happen like that, okay? Because hope and disbelief, unfortunately, so if you see this more clearly, everyone believes hope and disbelief will just come next. Like, here's the disbelief, like, oh, I can't believe we're rallying, and then hope, a recovery is possible, and woohoo. What happens is you need to recharge. You need to wash out the non-believers, the sinners, those who sip on soy on Monday mornings. Those people, they got to be washed out. I don't make the rules. If it was up to me, I am a benevolent dictator and lord. I would get everybody along for the ride, but it doesn't work like that, okay? Unfortunately, we need to do a few rinsing sessions. We have just had one rinsing session. This is a bit controversial, but I'm going to show you why. Okay, so you might see one rinsing session. What does that mean? Well, it just means you kind of go up and slow down. That's it. You go up and you either slow down or go down. That's it. Now, you might say, hey, this didn't go down enough. By the way, this is the Bitcoin chart, if you've heard of that coin before. This didn't go down and go up enough, but I want to let you know something juicy, okay? So in this cycle, we exited a poop zone, all right? If we go back to the previous cycle, we exited a poop zone, but we were flying poop, all right? We returned back to the middle of the damage zone, all right? If you go back with me and you look at what we did here, do you see this poop zone? We have not returned back to the middle of the damage zone. That would be Bitcoin between 42K to 53K. We did not do that. Instead, we stopped, okay? So what does this mean? Well, there was a crypto Bitcoin cycle back in 2015. If you look in your calendar, you'll be shocked. Yes, there was a year before 2016, and it was called the year 2015. That's when the bear market happened. There was a crypto exchange called Mt. Gox. It did 80% of the world Bitcoin volume. It went to zero. It was running a Ponzi. And it's just like FTX. It's psychologically similar, the narrative, okay? So what happened was we exited the bear, but then this was one cycle, okay? So we went into depression, all right? Went into depression, but then we had a disbelief rally, and then it went sideways, all right? So we did not do this. We did not go, yeah. We did not fart to the floor. We went up and we're like, okay, well, here we are, here we are. And by the way, this is not easy, my friends. You have to hold. You have to believe. If you don't believe, you're not going to make it. Every time there's a red candle here, they go, oh, it's over. Oh, it's over. Oh, my God, this one's over. It's over. It's not going up. It's not going up. And let me remind you as well, this is a log chart. If you want to go to linear chart and want to see the real pain, this is what it looked like, friends. You think, like, look at this bottom right. Please focus your eyes on here. Like, you had no idea there was ever going to be a recovery, okay? So Bitcoin went from here, went 100x. From this $200 to 20K, went 100x. From just this cycle alone, okay? So you can see here, it wasn't moving up. But you had no idea, is Bitcoin still overvalued? Is it going to do this? Because look, when it stopped here, look at these two little candles. It just went, woohoo, went down. So how were you to know back then that was going to go down? Well, that's a trick, because you're a little Habibi. I'm going to tell you right now, you're in your cute little tabuli, your bowl of tabuli. I'm telling you now, you don't know. Nobody knows. Even me, the prophet, the friend, the non-soy sipper, okay? The protein milk drinker, we don't know it's going to happen. We don't know anything. It's just like, hey, I'm just believing. And a lot of people call us naive, stupid bulls. And we say, excuse me, we poop out in the open like everybody else. We plop out in the open, we sharpen our horns, we go around. That's what you have to do in this game. If you want to make it, I'm sorry, there is no formula. I don't know. There is no answer. The answer is just screw it. You just got to believe. Yes, you just got to believe green candles will come. I know this is not exactly what everybody wants to hear. I don't want to hear that either. I want a nice formula. But that's just it. That's what you want me to tell you. That's just it. You just got to believe. Don't stop believing. That's that's my motto. You literally don't stop believing. So this was one rinse. So this was the hope and then disbelief. Okay. So hope and disbelief. This was one rinse. And these are weekly candles. You see this W up here? It's weekly. So each one's a week, like 1, 2, 3, 4, month. You see this like 3 months of going sideways. So from like February to like May. And by the way, you don't know, like still halfway of May, still nothing from Feb. Almost feels like what we're doing right now when you think about it, okay? It's just push back a few months. So when you look at this is one, okay? So this would be like one, woohoo, one, all right? And then you get another one, the hope and then disbelief, okay? That is the hope run and disbelief run. That is the Bitcoin halvening that happened, which we have a Bitcoin halvening in the next year, which you know what comes after 2023? It is the year 2024, my friends. All right, so that's the second one, okay? And what about the next one? We're like, woohoo, hope. Okay, so I don't know if we can count this one. So you might even count them too. There were 2 bans here. One of them was China banning Bitcoin. I know, China banning Bitcoin like again, which is crazy. But that's actually what happened. So here, bang, and then here, bang. Okay, so 3 and 4, okay? So you can see, it doesn't matter how you calculate it, but you can see here, there were 4 washing machine cycles here. 4. I believe, this is just me. I don't know anything. I'm just peanut brain. Okay, you got normal sized brain with a straight back. I think we've just had number 1. That's just me. All right. Now, what does everybody want? Deep down, I want to throw gravity away and I just want us to go, woohoo! That's what we all want that. But going off history, it doesn't happen like that. Human emotions, people need to see it go up and down, up and down, up and down for them to go, crap, man, I'm really going to miss it now, for them to get actual FOMO through the hype. And if you really want to know what's happening on like the micro, the molecular level, it is, you see these hope and disbeliefs. We run out of buyers because there are people who are licking wounds, okay? They're just slurping their own wounds from here, the previous bull. They are still trapped. Okay, so they are trapped in this zone. You see this zone here, right here? They all bought up here, lots of volume. So if you see, look at this. Isn't this not a coincidence that 1, 2, 3, it's all within their zone. So these people, they go like minus 50%, 70% offside, and then it comes back. So you can just go here, right? Let's just see, like just do an imaginary thing. Let's say someone bought here. Yeah, they go minus 75% offside, and then it comes back. Some people take a loss, only 30%. It comes back to break even, they just get out. That absorbs the buying, okay, that first round. And then it goes back a bit higher, happens the same thing as well. So you can actually see from here to here, a lot of the people buying the top, it's the exact same thing. So that's why we actually stopped there. We have like, you know, resistance, the traditional resistance and supply, just people sitting there because they're like, oh man, I waited so long, I got my money back, I'm out. They can't take it anymore, all right? But us, we poop out in the open. We are bulls, okay? Get your little hoof and start getting ready to charge. This is us getting ready to charge. That's why I think Bitcoin's actually going to do something similar to this. But if you go back to the year which came after 2018, which was the previous bear market here, we had a different characteristic, all right? We literally charged out of the bear market, super aggressive, but we paid the price, okay? So we went, here we go. This was disbelief and hope, bang. Okay, 1. Okay, that was absolutely crushing. This was like huge. This is one huge. And as you can see, we came all the way down. Okay, and then this candle was President G. So it was just like, you know, you can actually zoom in here and see. President G said like, oh, we like blockchain. And when this did one huge fat candle, just stop everybody out. So this was a mini one as well. So you went and did hope and disbelief fails again. So we did 2. And then we had a rally for Bitcoin halvening, but then the zombie virus. Okay, so there's 3. You see that? And then what happened? This is where it kind of gets a bit nasty, right? So these 2 and 3 you can count as 1, but there's 1 here and 1 here. Okay, this was DeFi. Okay, so this was DeFi, just counted as 1. it was another washing or rinsing. So you might say to me, they're a bit subjective, but let me know. Well, I'm telling you, okay, because we don't have enough time here. I lived every minute of these candles. I was literally trading on 1 minute candles. I know every single chart pattern that Bitcoin did here. I felt the emotions here, okay? I felt them. I gave up here. Not with my portfolio, mentally. I was like, that's it. This thing's never going to rally. I'm so upset. Like, guys, you don't understand the pain I went through here, because I was like, excuse me, you printed 40% of the world's money supply instantly, okay? You are all central bank evil scum. You are all playing the game. So if you're going to play the game, come and buy my bags and let me play the game too, baby. That's how I want to play this. I was so upset. It was just the biggest disgusting move. But hey, then we actually started going up. But I didn't know that was happening. Nobody knew that was happening, really. We're just hoping, okay? So in fact, this rally was a bit ahead of schedule, okay? So I felt it. Do you notice now there are 4 washings here? 4 of them. Okay, you could argue 5, but it doesn't really matter. It's around 3 or 4. So where are we now? Well, we've just done about 1, right? So I don't know if this was 1. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. It's possible. It doesn't even matter how you count it, right? Because we did this. I remember this was Disbelief out of the Bitcoin bear market. And then we had the USDC crash, if you remember. USDC crash. You know, we can count it as 1. I mean, who cares, right? Now we just had another one. Like, wow. I even felt like, wow, I can't believe we're rallying after that. Wow. And now, you know, maybe 2. Okay, so there's more, SEC or Bitcoin, Mt. Gox. You know, there's always lurking issues. So it doesn't matter. The story's always changed, you know. Now, I don't know where we go next, but it's possible this is rinsing out again somehow, right? You know, we don't have to go down. Remember, we rinse out with time. And then we have a Bitcoin halvening one. Woohoo, Bitcoin halvening. And then something else happens again. Something will happen, some story. Gary Gensler, you know, was on OnlyFans again. He got the wrong tattoo on his butt cheek. He said something to a super fan and kind of let him know we're going after Bitcoin. Anything can happen. It doesn't matter. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen to make the candles go red. Why? Because that's how it is, okay? Puppet Masters, the Cosmos, you know, God, whatever it is. Something happens, okay? And then eventually we make it to 2025. 2025 is in this zone. We will have had probably the 4th rinse. There's going to be one more, friends. You know, I'm kind of hoping this Bitcoin one, I mean, I really hope we get back to this zone. Imagine that happens, you know? And then it's going to be something else again. It's going to be, woohoo, oh, something happened again. You know, Bitcoin spot ETF canceled, something's going to come out. Maybe that's what's going to happen, you know, 3 and then 4. And then we're finally ready to go. We're finally ready to go. And we'll hopefully go, woohoo! That's what I hope. And that might be the end. But we don't know. So now you know. This keeps happening, okay? So you might say to me, what if this time's different? Well, human emotions are always constant with how the cycle goes. But in the stock market, when human emotions hit a critical capitulation level, the US and all the other politicians, they print money. So they will actually go to non-market participants, right? Non-active ones. So unfortunately, the middle class, the people, my people, they'll go to their wallets and they'll tax them more through inflation and they'll print money and they'll stop the stock market from capitulating. And they'll say, hey, man, if we let this capitulate, we're going to usher in another like 8-year Great Depression. So, but you know what? A lot of people don't agree with this, but I've kind of changed my mind. I kind of do agree with it because here's the thing. I know people say it's against liberalism and libertarian and stuff. But here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. The problem is people keep gambling and people's emotions are too great, all right? So I know and you know what Laser Eyes did up here. NFTs, you know what they did. Now imagine people were doing NFTs and Laser Eyes with their like complete, their complete retirement funds. And people do that. People do that. This is a microcosm. This is just like a little mirror reflection of what people would do with their big portfolios out there. They will do that. And when they gamble too much, they get destroyed. So the politician's goal is when we hit thrill, optimism, euphoria, their goal is to cap it. And then when we start going capitulation, their goal is to cap it before it turns into anger and depression. That's the goal here, okay? So I can actually show you here again. I can actually show you. So I can show you right here, right? So you see here, you see in the anxiety part, anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation. So in the stock market, when panic and capitulation hit, so they do hit, there's always capitulation in that. Right at this point, the politicians print money. They go, that's it. We're not ushering in the next Great Depression. Because this part, yeah, it's like 2 years for crypto, but do you know how long it would be in the stock market? Triple it. It would be 6 years. And you think, oh, who cares? Yeah, I'll tell you who cares. How about everybody who has a job out there? Everybody needs to live. All businesses, no one feels good. You know the psychological effect in crypto, man. I don't even want to spend $2 on an approval. I'm like, oh, man, we're 90% down. What do you think business people are going to do when their portfolio is down like 70% in stocks? They're like, I'm not hiring more workers. I don't feel generous. Get out of here. So the politicians, central banks, they understand it. That's why they are real puppet masters, okay? So when this happens, when it's capitulation, they go, okay, that's it. We got to print money. We got to get that market number up. And effectively, yeah, it is a bit slimy because we're taxing the people. But in the long run, what would you rather? Would you rather lose your job with like everybody else in the super line? Or would you rather pay a bit of a tax now that you can't really see, that you don't even know about, and kind of live your life anyway? You know, you just got to cut back on a few things. That's kind of how it's dressed up. Now, I gave you the solution here of everything, but this is the stock market. In crypto, we don't have that. We are on our own. We just have our human emotions, okay? We only have that. So yes, you saw in stocks, see in this anger phase when everything capitulated in June 2022, 3 hours, capital, Celsius, everything went down. No one came to save us. In fact, they came to kick us down, all right? And there is a leg emoji to signify kicking of us on the way down, right? So kick. Look, this little leg. Okay. They kicked us when we were down. They're like, kick you. We want the stable coins. You're all trash. You're all Ponzi. You're all poor scam. Yeah, they try to kick us. But what I know is they make us stronger, okay? But they were onboarding enough people that even though they make us stronger and smarter, there's still enough new people coming in so that the new people's emotions overwhelm all of us here, all right? As you saw with JPEGs, as you saw with NFT, Layer 1, gaming, metaverse, all this trash up here. There's going to be another one. Are they going to be our bags? I hope. Probably not. It's probably going to be a narrative that you're going to think is really stupid because that's how it happens every time. The narrative that you think is really stupid and is a scam probably ends up being the one that captures everybody's attention. So yes, so that's the difference. So we've now done, so where are we? You know, now we know where we are. We're in hope and disbelief. That's exactly where we are. Hope, this is disbelief. We had the disbelief rally. And why they call it disbelief? They go, how are we rallying? Because the stock market is a reflection of the economy, which is not, it's not, that's what they think. And they go, the economy's so bad, how are we rallying? That's why they disbelieve. They're like, I can't believe we're going up and things aren't perfect. That's why it is. But they don't know the market's pricing in the future. So it says, yes, it's trash today, but it's going to get better. It's kind of like it's Wednesday night and someone says, why are you packing the drinks for tomorrow before you go to work? And you go, excuse me. I am just pricing in tomorrow's future. I know the sun is going to rise tomorrow. If I pack my orange juice today, it'll be in my little popper. Yes, it's going to be ready for tomorrow. It's the same thing. Okay. Then the hope part comes. All right. Hope is, I hope we keep rallying. Okay. That's what it is. Hope really means, I hope we break that range. I hope we actually break it. So what would it be, right? So what would the next hope phase be? This is just me. Okay. In the midst, maybe the Bitcoin halving run that happens, what would our hope be? Our hope would be, I hope we break that all-time high. That's what we hope would do. But most likely, we won't. That would be us hoping and coping. And actually, we'll go, we came back down, you know, and then we come back down again and we disbelief. And disbelief would be people saying, we are never getting up to 100K, man. We're just never getting up there, right? That's the cycle in a nutshell, okay? So friends, so what do you do knowing this? Well, time's running out. When I was first reporting this, we were in the poop zone, okay? The poop zone is where you want to swim. The poop zone is where strong men and strong women are forged. You're a little turtle with your strong shell. You're doing your push-ups, close grip to do the triceps. You're doing your lateral shoulders. We're pumping everything. This is in the poop zone, man. You're preparing yourself. Once we start exiting and doing these traversing and the steps, this is where more people feel comfortable if they're in the game, but this is where it starts to get further away from super, super mega cheap prices. But hey, we haven't run out yet. When we've run out, you'll know, okay? When we've run out, you'll know. If you want to know the actual zone, I'm going to draw you the right zone here. The zone where I'm like, okay, that's it. See you later. It's up here. So I would say anything above Bitcoin, $37,000, okay? Why that number? $37,000 is the official highest volume price for this whole range. I went and I checked it myself. Maybe I even have it here to show you here because I know you don't believe me. Oh, look at this. Look at him. He gets it straight away. This is why you watch me. I hate these other people who tell you go do your research. No, you do the research for me and make a video and I'll give you a like and subscribe, bell button all. Thank you very much. So look at this right here. You can see this big fat line, this big fat volume node, $37,000. That's why I expect if we get up here, all right, either we just stop or if we run through it, we'll come back to 37K, right? So you can think, why we come back to 37K? Well, the average person is long at 37K, okay? Which means if we go up, they're like, oh, I hope we keep going up. I was going to get out, but I hope we keep going. But then they get disappointed and then it comes back down for them, okay? And they're the bottom sellers, all right? They're the people, they had 100K portfolio. And then there's people with more, right? So there's people with like, it's people with like, $100,000. And then it turns down to like down here, 20,000. Remember they're in altcoins as well. Everything's combined, okay? So 100K becomes 20K. It comes back to like 70, 80, 90, 100K. And maybe even goes up to 120,000. They're like, oh my God, I made it back. But then it comes back down and they're like at 100K again. And they're like, this is too much. So they're the ones who end up getting out. They're the ones who probably regret everything the most because they're the ones, they actually did the hard work. They're the ones who held through the poopy zone, who did the push-ups with us, but they give up at the end, okay? We pack our orange juice for tomorrow. You're a baby doll, baby cake. Hope and disbelief recycling. Like, subscribe, bell button, all. And tell mum and dad, never stop believing.